I'm at the Lanier Theological Library in Houston, which explains perhaps why my voice is echoing so much. I'm in the chapel here. We're here for a week of translation on the NIV, and we came across this really cool verse, and I wanted to share it with you. I'll go through the Hebrew first and then the Septuagint. It's, I know Yahweh, I know Lord, that not to a person, and then here's the cool word, derek, which means a path, a journey, a way of life, and then with the suffix his. In other words, I know, Lord, that for a person, his journey is not his own. And then the second half, no to an ish, to a person walking. In other words, there's a person here and he's walking, and he is not determining his steps. In other words, it's a really fascinating picture of a person who is walking, but even in walking, he is not determining his own steps. You switch over to the Septuagint, maybe it's a little more visible for you. I know, Kyria, I know, Lord, that not of a person the way of him. In other words, that the way in which a person lives, his life, doesn't belong to that person. No aner, no person. And this is, in the Hebrew, this was that participle. Here it's a future. You can see along the bottom, and this is Logos that I'm using, you can see what the Hebrew is behind it. But here they used, in the Septuagint, they used a future, and it's will walk, so nor is a man who will walk also determining his steps. I think what made such an impact on me when I saw this, and we talked about it in committee, is who are you? Who do you think that you are? And who do you believe the Lord to be? And this is in Jeremiah, I should have said. Jeremiah makes it clear that he knows, Yahweh, that not only his way of life, how he lives, how he walks, isn't his own. Our lives are not ours. If you're a follower of Jesus Christ, you're not in control of your life. He is in control of your life. And in fact, as we even walk, we don't even determine where we walk. It is He who determines our steps. I find great solace in this truth, great confidence, great encouragement that I'm not alone. It doesn't all depend upon me. It depends upon the Lord and me understanding who He is and who I am in relationship to Him. My life is His. And even as I walk, it is He who is determining my steps. Now, we get into theology here, and I don't think we're robotics. I think that we make decisions and we are responsible for those decisions. But behind those decisions, for those who are His children, He is helping us, making sure that we walk in the way that we should. Now, we can fight Him, we can resist Him, we can sin. But what we need to do is understand that our life, our way of life, isn't our own. And even as we walk day in and day out, as we take our derek, as we take our journey, derek is the Hebrew, it's He who's determining our steps. We had to share in the committee about just some things about our lives, and in a devotional I shared about my journey, the journey from Azusa to 5 years in Spokane, where we lived totally on faith. And they were sweet years because there was no sense of self-reliance getting in between God and us. We had to totally depend upon Him. And then, what often is a really bad thing happens. I started making some money, and now I have to remember who the Lord is, and that even though money comes in, I'm still relying on the Lord. And my life is His, and even as I walk, He is determining my steps. That is a really great assurance for me. And if I could add just one thing to this blog, this morning in translation meeting, one of the translators was sharing in his devotion about a really life-threatening physical challenge that he has. And he quoted the first question of the Heidelberg Catechism, and it fits my blog perfectly. The first question is, what is your only comfort in life and in death? And the answer that the Catechism gives is that I am not my own, but belong, body and soul, in life and in death, to my faithful Savior, Jesus Christ. What a great way to live.